But we start with significant news from the Championship. Leicester have been deducted 6 points by the EFL for breaching profit and sustainability rules. Our chief correspondent, Kaveh Solokol, is here to explain exactly what's going on. Now, a lot of people are saying, why just 6 points? How have they got to that?
Well, look, the Premier League and the EFL take any breaches of their financial rules very, very seriously. And if you break their financial rules, it's pretty much a given that you're going to end up with a points deduction. Now, the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules say that you're only allowed to lose £105 million over a rolling 3-year period. And Leicester City were charged with breaking the financial rules for the 3 seasons up to the end of the 2023-24 season. So if we look at the 3 seasons in which it was alleged that Leicester had broken the rules, the first one was the 21-22 season. They were in the Premier League. They finished 8th. According to their accounts, during that season, they lost £92 million. The following season, still in the Premier League, but they finished 18th, they lost £89 million. And in the final season of the 3-season period, 23-24, they won the Championship, but that season they lost £19 million. So the limit you're allowed to lose is £105 million, but that drops by £22 million each season you're out of the Premier League. So Leicester City were charged with breaching the limit of £83 million because they spent 1 season in the Championship. And they breached that by just over £20 million. They also failed to cooperate and also failed to provide accounts for the year ending 2024 season at the right time. Now, how did we get to 7 points?
6 points.
Sorry, 6 points. The Commission initially was recommending a 7-point deduction, but that was reduced by 1 point because Leicester City's accounts were moving in the right direction. The final season, you could see that the losses went from 89 million down to 19 million pounds. So that is one of the reasons it went down from 7 to 6 points. Very interestingly, though, the Commission said that if the EFL were unable or unwilling to impose a points deduction, then a substitute sanction of £9.6 million fine could be imposed. But as it is, the EFL decided that no, this is so serious that we're not just going to fine Leicester £9.6 million. We recognise that this is a really serious issue and we have to impose a points deduction immediately, and they decided to go with 6 points.
OK, it's quite a rap sheet, though, and they've gone with 6 points. How have the Premier League responded to this?
Well, look, I think the Premier League argued that the points deduction should be more than 6 points. I believe they argued that it should be 12 points because there were aggravating factors. However, the Commission decided that only an immediate points deduction was the only effective sanction. And they also said that PSR rule breaches are inherently serious, and a fine or a delayed points deduction, for instance, they could have decided that we'll have a points deduction if and when Leicester City get back into the Premier League. They decided that that would not be an effective sanction. OK, so the Premier League wanted 12 points. Will Leicester think, do you know what, we'll take 6, we've got away with it, or will they appeal their 6 points? Look, I think we have to wait and see. The first thing I would say is there are going to be no knee-jerk reactions from Leicester City. There won't be a hot take. I think they are going to consider all their options. All their options are on the table. They released a statement saying that they are disappointed. They acknowledge the Commission's decision. They believe that the punishment is disproportionate. And I think if they do appeal, they have the right to appeal, what they will focus on is the fact that they could argue that they believe they should not have had a points deduction. They should have had that £9.6 million fine. And also, they could still argue something that they've argued before, that there is a grey area legally about whether the EFL can work together with the Premier League to impose a points deduction in the EFL for breaches that took place in the Premier League.
This feels like it's the latest in a long line of things going wrong for Leicester. Could life be any worse for Leicester fans at the moment?
Not much worse. I mean, with this points deduction, Leicester drop from 17th to 21st in the Championship. Depending on results this weekend, Leicester could drop into the relegation zone. I think they haven't kept a clean sheet for something like 23 games. There is a real danger now that Leicester City could be relegated to League One. Just 10 years ago today, Leicester went top of the Premier League, and they stayed top of the Premier League for the whole season.
10 years ago, yeah.
10 years ago. And they ended up winning the Premier League, that incredible title win. As it is, they could be heading for League One, and they don't even have a manager at the moment because, of course, Marti Cifuentes lost his job. One other thing I think that Leicester fans will perhaps be feeling is whether these rules are fair at all. What were these rules brought in for? Were they brought in to punish clubs like Leicester City, Nottingham Forest and Everton? And they could also argue, why are we being punished for breaking rules retrospectively, rules which are going to be replaced this summer? Because, of course, the Premier League clubs have decided to do away with PSR rules and replace them with the kind of financial rules that we have in UEFA, which are going to be squad cost ratio rules.
Kaveh Solokol, our chief correspondent, thank you. Well, speaking before the points deduction, our football correspondent, Rob Dorset, spoke to the Leicester owner and chairman, Kun Top, and he spoke about his concerns and the club's efforts to comply with these PSR regulations.
Every year, we try to comply with the PSR. Every year. Maybe only year that we don't know what it is the year that we relegate. And when we not plan to relegate, it hit you hard, and that I cannot fix anymore. So it's the past. But the rest of the season, we are comply. And I'm sure that the club like Leicester, everybody love the story of what we are doing. But when we are trying to comply, we are trying hard.